Hey guys, it's AJYT Abbott here, and welcome to my ranking of the 20 acting performances that we have nominated this year at the Academy Awards. Now, this video will maybe contain spoilers for the movies that these performances are from, so if I get to a performance that you haven't seen the movie it's from, you might want to skip over it because I might get into spoilers. I'm going to try and make it so this isn't a half hour to 40-minute long video, but we'll see how it ends up looking. So, with that said, let's get into number 20.
He just started making fun of it like it was a threat or something. I don't know why he wanted to make me feel so small, but he sure did.
Number 20 is Kate Hudson, and I want to say right off the bat, none of these performances I think are bad. These are all performances that I would range from good to great to awesome. There's no performance here where I'm like, this automatically does not belong here. Now, granted, these bottom couple I would trade out for someone else, but that doesn't make it a bad performance. Now, Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, I think she is very good. She's very charming. The script doesn't give her a lot to work with. That's why she's at the bottom of the list here. She has chemistry with Hugh Jackman and the rest of the cast, and really, when you realize like what the person that she's playing like in real life went through, you're like, holy shit, she went through a lot. And Kate Hudson sells the trauma and the emotion that comes from that, the way that she deals with all of the events that happened to her in such a depressing way. But towards the end, she manages to get some hope, she gets, a bit more of a fire lit back under her, thanks to her family that give that to her. So I really did enjoy her performance. I liked Song Sung Blue. I'm one of the one or two people that did, I guess. But I wouldn't have her nominated. I would nominate Chase Infinity instead. But look, doesn't make it a bad performance. So yeah, number 20 is Kate Hudson.
I just can't. I can't get a handle on her,
Number 19 is Elle Fanning. Now, I think that she is an incredibly charming actress. Over the years, we've seen her grow only more and more as capable of an actress, and she's compelling in this movie as Rachel Kemp, this actress that's brought on to Gustav's latest movie. And over the course of the movie, she kind of feels like she's less and less attached to the role. She doesn't really think she can get a grip on the character, and she's struggling. So inevitably, she decides to leave the project, and that kind of devastates her because she feels like she's letting down one of her favorite filmmakers, this guy that she admires so much. She admires his work, but at the same time, it doesn't feel right for her. So I felt for her in that. It could have been easy to make her an antagonist in that movie because everyone else is kind of, trying to stay away from this movie, and here she comes in and she's like, yeah, I'll do it, and you feel like maybe they're going to set up a rivalry where, Renata's character gets jealous, but no, like, she is just as, human and emotional as the rest of them, so she was just the least impactful of the sentimental value cast. That's the only reason why she's down here. Number 19 is Elle Fanning.
Eu matava ele com martelo. Tu anda armado? Não, mas eu sei usar martelo.
Number 18 is Wagner Moura and the Secret Agent. This is going to get me in trouble because I know everyone in Brazil, y'all are going hard to, y'all are going to bat for this man. And I understand because he does give a very good performance here. The only reason why it's lower on the list is because it is a bit more of a subdued performance compared to the rest of the ones that I have above it. There are a few other subdued performances above him. They don't have like the huge emotional moments, but I just got a little bit more emotional investment out of them than I did this character that he plays in this movie. He still does a good job selling the stress of the situation. His character has an interesting journey. I like the way that they cast him as his son, his grown-up son. That was a great casting choice. And yeah, just the way that he interacts with the various characters and he's trying to navigate his way out of the situation. I found it to be very well done by Wagner, and I'm looking forward to more of him because I loved him in Civil War, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else he has to give us. So number 18 is Wagner Moura.
He stands there, paralyzed in the light of her pale green eyes. This is the greatest explorer in the history of the world, and none of it means anything to him unless it's a way to make her see him.
Number 17 is Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. Now, I had this one towards a little bit further down the list, but with time, I've kind of grown a little bit fonder to it. There is a lot to love about this performance. The dedication that it takes from Ethan Hawke to memorize all of these lines, because the movie is just pretty much an Ethan Hawke one-man show, to be honest. I mean, there are other actors in it, like Margaret Qualley, Bobby Cannavale, Andrew Scott, but like really it is the Ethan Hawke show because he has so much dialogue, so many monologues, and it's just going from like room to room to room. It's just in one location, so he has to kind of carry a conversation, carry a monologue while he's walking into another room that's going to lead him into another interaction with someone else. He's telling stories. He's very goofy in his dialogue. That's the only criticism I really have of Blue Moon, where yes, we are in one location for most of the movie. It doesn't make it for the most like thrilling, entertaining experience. But the dialogue is very goofy. But Ethan Hawke kind of plays it off pretty well. He has, a lot of dialogue in this movie, and the amount of effort that it takes to memorize those lines. You got to give him some credit there. He spent years on this. So yeah, without a doubt, number 17 is Ethan Hawke.
Excuse me?
What did you toss out of the vehicle back there?
Trash.
You sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
You been drinking today?
I've had a few.
A few what?
A few small beers.
Number 16 is Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another. He plays Sensei, and he's one of the best parts of that movie, man. He is so comedic. And the fact that I say he is one of the best parts and he is the weakest actor in the movie that I have ranked in this list should tell you how much I really enjoy One Battle After Another's cast, because they are all fantastic. Benicio del Toro is hilarious in this movie as Sensei. He is memorable, even with his limited screen time of, like, I don't even know. I think he might have less screen time than Aunt Gladys did in Weapons, and we'll talk about how much she had. But the few small beers line, I love that so much. I've quoted that so much, and I don't even drink. I just love that he's a guy that just has his friends back. Like, he is really risking it all, and he doesn't freak out. He's very calm. He's very collected about this whole situation. It's very stressful, but he keeps it centered. He keeps it, 100% positive almost the entire time. And he's, even like with the risk that Bob brings upon him coming to him, he's willing to help him. He's willing to help a friend out. And he's like, I got a little, Latino Harriet Tubman situation happening in my place. And he's got all these people that he's been looking out for. He hides them away. He's just a good man. He really, really is. So he makes One Battle After Another an even more fun experience. So number 16 is Benicio del Toro.
The boy just stands there looking at her. Something's off. He doesn't get it. So he just grabs his flag and runs off.
Number 15 is Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. And this is a very intriguing character because this is a man that is very passionate about what he does, filmmaking. He is a director. And, he left his daughters when they were very, very young. Wasn't really in the picture for a good chunk of their lives. Missed many years, many important events in their lives. He is very so passionate about his work where, like, they're in an interview with Rachel Kemp and this guy's asking some questions and he's like, what kind of fucking question is that? Like, get these TikTok trolls out of here. I like the joyfulness of his character as he's showing his grandson, who he hasn't interacted with, at all hardly, by the way. He just immediately latches on to him and is starting to teach him the art of filmmaking, having him, do camera pans and making little movies. I enjoyed that a lot. And of course his chemistry, the intensity of those scenes between his daughters, trying to connect there, but it's just such a brick wall between him and them because of all those years that he missed out on, all because of his passion for filmmaking. And he feels like he might have lost his touch, and he kind of feels like if he doesn't make this movie, then he's kind of losing his passion for his work because this is a story that's very personal to him. So I really enjoyed his performance. Fantastic. Probably a career best by Stellan Skarsgård. So yeah, number 15 is not bad for the man.
I want you to create a show, Pat. Okay? This is an announcement on a motherfucking revolution. Make it good. Make it bright. Impress me.
Number 14 is Teyana Taylor in One Battle After Another. Another really memorable performance, and it's very complex because She is a revolutionary that is extremely passionate about her cause. She is wreaking havoc throughout the entire first part of this movie. She's going to detention centers, breaking people out. She's going to, these banks and trying to rob people and, just stirring up chaos, all because she's fighting for freedom. I think even though with her limited screen time, she's only in like the first half hour of the film, she makes her mark absolutely. And she opens and closes the film, because the first thing that we see in this movie is Perfidia. We see her walking up to the detention to the meeting outside the detention center when they're getting ready to do the plan at the beginning. And then we close out the movie with this monologue, with this letter that she gives to Willa about, maybe one day when the fog, settles, when the dust clears and everything's good and, my fight's over, I can come out of hiding and come see you and we can be a family again. And it's just a really touching way to end the film. A really great high note for that movie to go out on, and it's delivered by her. So we both enter and leave the movie at both a high point, and they're both involving her character. So number 14 is Teyana Taylor.
Vi kommer ikke til å jobbe sammen, pappa. Vi kan jo ikke snakke sammen engang.
Ja, men vad fan, läs det bara så ringer jag dig.
Slutt å ringe. Jeg hører at du er full. Slutt å ringe.
Number 13 is Renata Reinsve, or Reinsve. I'm sorry if I'm fucking butchering that name. No matter how hard I try to say it right, I feel like I'm gonna mess it up, and I feel bad because she's excellent in this movie. So I found her to be a really relatable character. I love her dynamic, of course, with Inga and Stellan. I like her relationship with the kid. She seems like a very nice, fun aunt to the little kid. I really enjoyed that little bit of chemistry. And I like that final scene when, she's doing the scene for her father's movie. She's finally doing the role that he pitched to her at the start of the film. And there's this look that they share where it's like, maybe we're going to be all right. Maybe we're going to use this art form to heal together. And that's, a theme that's relevant in, like, Hamnet with the play at the end, using that to heal from their trauma, losing their son and everything. So I feel like that's a great tie-in between those two movies, and it's just a great way to present the dynamic between the father and daughter in this movie. So yeah, number 13, Renata Reinsve.
You don't worry about a thing, yeah? Devil done came for me plenty of times. If he come knocking tonight, he gonna have to go through his old friend Delta Slim before he get to you.
Number 12 is Delroy Lindo. I've been a fan of this guy for quite a long time. Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim is very memorable to me. Every time I watch Sinners, I think that his performance is very charming and just really fun. It's like, I think I just shat myself. Also, when they're eating the garlic, and he starts freaking out, he's like, I drank too much. that beer got me fucked up. I love him in this movie. The sacrifice that he makes at the end, very sad, as he kind of slits his wrist and lets the vampires come towards him as everyone else is trying to get up the ladder to escape from Remick. I really enjoyed all of that. He just is a very charming actor, and I want to see him win desperately. He's a guy that, he admits he's made a lot of mistakes. He's drank himself to death on many occasions. Or not to death, but, he's drank heavily on many occasions to kind of deal with what he's went through in the past. And once these vampires threaten these people that he cares about, these friends, he kind of puts that to the side. He puts that whole, funny, drunk persona to the side, and he becomes a protector. He becomes a guy that wants to see his friends make it out of this, even at the cost of his own life, because he just wants to see them get out of this. So it's a character that I rooted for, and I'm rooting for the man to maybe pull a surprise and get that Oscar. That'd be awesome. Number 12 is Delroy Lindo.
Grädde meg. Fikk meg på skolen. Jeg følte meg trygg.
Number 11 is Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. I hope I'm saying that right as well, because she's phenomenal. She's in Sentimental Value. She caught me off guard, man. The first time I watched it, I didn't get a whole lot out of, really, the movie as a whole. I didn't rate it that high on my overall 140 movie ranking video. Then, after watching it again, it really hit me. And then she's kind of the one trying to keep it all together, trying to keep the family together, even though her father is like casting her son in the movie without her permission, really. She's like, at first she kind of like scoffs at the idea, and then she's like, oh, wait, he's fucking serious, and he's showing him how to do film, you know, with the camera and everything, and he brings over a script with his lines, and she just gets overwhelmed, and she's like, no, like, you're not gonna come up in here after all these years of being gone from my life, and then decide to have this relationship with my son and pull him into the acting business like you did with me when I was a kid, and then you left me. She doesn't want that to happen to her son, and because she's seen what that's done to her sister, and the implications that had on her when she attempted to kill herself. She does not want to see that happen to her son, and I just really was emotionally captivated by her character in that performance. So I absolutely want to see more of her, and I just love her passion in this movie. She is just such a fantastic supporting performance in this. Number 11 is Inga Ibsdottir Lilius.
Probably your fish sandwich messed up my guts in the first place. Using old stale grease.
I ain't never used stale grease, and you know
Shut up, Annie. Smoke.
Don't talk to him. You talking to me right now. Why you can't just walk your big ass up in here without an invite, huh?
Number 10 is Wunmi Mosaku from Sinners, and this is another kind of complex character because when we first meet her, Smoke has come to visit her. Obviously, there's a history between them. They had a child. Unfortunately, the child died, and she wasn't able to save that child with her roots, her magic, and she feels horrible about that. And through that loss, Smoke kind of left. He felt disconnected, and he went to go, off with his brother and do whatever they were doing. This movie really lies on her ability to tell the characters what's going on, because she's the only one that really knows the vampire rules. She kind of lays out the groundwork of like, hey, they are going to ask us to let them in. We got to use garlic. We got to use holy water. We got to use a stake to the heart. We can, try and wait it out till the morning so that they burn. And it's a heartbreaking performance. And the ending when she's talking to Smoke as he's dying and, she passed the baby over to him. Beautiful, beautiful moment. Wunmi Mosaku is a fantastic addition to this movie. I'm really glad to see her getting the recognition she deserves. Number 10 is Wunmi Mosaku.
Your hair has been destroyed.
You shaved off my hair?
Yes, we have shaved off your hair.
Why have you shaved off my hair?
To prevent you from contacting your ship.
My ship?
Number 9 is Emma Stone in Begonia, and I have loved Emma Stone's work for a long, long time. She is my favorite actress, if you guys didn't know that. And let me just say, the back and forth that she has with Jesse Plemons in this movie is so damn entertaining. It's phenomenal. She really toes the line between playing the human that's trying to get out of this situation to playing the alien that's like trying to hide the fact that she's an alien while also trying to pretend to be normal. I really, really enjoyed all of that. The way that she was doing that, balancing wire act of like, all right, I need to let this guy maybe believe me that I'm an alien so that he'll kind of like question me. Maybe he'll let me go if I give him the right answers. But then she's also playing to the fact of like, maybe if I just keep playing like I'm a human, they'll get tired of it and they'll eventually realize that they were wrong and they'll maybe let me go. And you just kind of see her as the movie goes, like evolve in her plan in her mind of like, how the fuck do I get out of this? Because they were absolutely right that she's an alien. She shaved her head bald, that's fucking dedication right there. I love it. I love everything she does with this movie. So number 9 is Emma Stone.
I'm one of those people that's not supposed to be a mom. I'm not a mom. I'm not. This isn't supposed to be what it's like. This isn't it. This can't be it.
Number 8 is Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And this performance stressed me out, much like the movie did. She has a daughter that has an eating disorder. Her therapist, who is also her boss because she's a therapist. Her boss is her therapist. He's played by Conan O'Brien. He's a fucking insensitive dick the whole time. Then you have one of her patients, as, a therapist. One of her patients goes missing, leaves her child there. You have her apartment in the beginning of the movie A bathtub crashes through the ceiling like we're in Marty Supreme. She is unlikable, but sympathetic at the same time because you feel for her situation, but at the same time, like, she leaves ASAP Rocky to be, like, on the ground with a fucking broken arm. Like, they go to investigate her apartment, he shows up there and he falls through the hole and breaks his arm, and she just fucks off and leaves him. And not to mention she's dealing with a husband that's hardly in the picture, so it's just so many things crashing down on top of her. And Rose Byrne, an actress that I've only really seen comedic performances out of, I've never delved into her more dramatic stuff, she is fantastic in this. So, definitely a runner-up for Best Actress this year. I'm glad that she has won in a few places where, you know, Jessie Buckley and her were nominated in different categories, so that was nice to see her get something, at least, some kind of recognition, because it's a great performance and perfectly encapsulates the movie that we're in. Number 8 is Rose Byrne.
And the question is, what time is it?
If you don't give me the rendezvous point, I swear to God, I will hunt you down and stick a loaded fucking hot piece of dynamite right up your fucking asshole.
Number 7 is Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another, and this is a hilarious performance because this man, he is a desperate father. He is trying his best to get his daughter back, and he just hits so many hurdles along the way, whether it's Lockjaw gassing his house, him on the phone with with Comrade Josh. It's like, give me the fucking rendezvous point, or I'm gonna shove a loaded hot piece of dynamite at your fucking asshole. I love it so much. He sells that frustration, man. The fucking frustration and the desperation of this guy. You totally fucking buy it. You totally do. The whistle that he gives the guys when he's asking directions, just little things like that. He's like asking, he's asking Sensei if he's like got weapons. He's like, oh, he got his goddamn nunchucks in here. And so he's got very hilarious moments in his performance. Some, you know, a bit more emotional performances. Towards the end when he finally finds his daughter is a very great moment. You know, him on the phone, even though it's a lot of fun, there are parts where you're like, man, I feel for this guy. He is fucking losing it. And it's just a great performance. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the greats of all time. He really is. It's amazing that he's only won one Oscar. That's fucking nuts. I mean, honestly. But yeah, I really love his performance. He makes it on here. Number 7, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I can make your parents hurt themselves. I can make them hurt each other. I can make them eat each other if I want to. Do I want to, Alex?
Number 6 is Amy Madigan in Weapons, and she is the only nomination for that movie at the Oscars this year, which is fucking nuts, by the way. It's a fucking amazing film. But this is an iconic character. Now, you get a lot of horror movies these days with these killers and you know, these psychopaths, and not all of them manage to stand out. But really, Aunt Gladys is a character to remember. She is absolutely one of those horror villains that we are going to be talking about for years to come, especially if we get that prequel movie that Zach Krieger was teasing. And she's very intimidating when she needs to be, yet comedic. That's kind of what's off-putting about her, is that she has this makeup about her where you'd be like, oh, like, she's just like, you know, an old woman that's, you know, a bit funny looking. But, you know, she's just quirky, and she's just got these little quirks about her. I love when she's going into the principal's house. She's like, oh, I absolutely love this house. And she's asking for a bowl of water. She's like, oh yeah, it's just a peculiarity of mine. I don't even try to rationalize it anymore. But then that switch happens where she whips out that branch and starts doing her voodoo witch bullshit. And you're like, oh, like, this is not a woman to fuck with. She will screw you up. And that she does. Absolutely. Very crazy. Very iconic. Gets a brutal end that people will remember for a long-ass time, for sure. Just one of the great horror villains that we've had the past decade, I would say. So, number 6, Amy Madigan.
Oh, you are a smartass. You're this little princess, aren't you? Smart mouth. Like your mother had a smart mouth and I buried her.
Speaking of villains, we got number 5, Sean Penn. He is a very comedic but strong villain. He's kind of another villain where he's got some comedic values to him, but he is a fucking despicable monster. He really fucking is. I mean, look, you know what I'm gonna say. You like black girls? I love them. I love him. I've quoted that so many times because it's so funny. He has a lust for black girls and, you know, people of the other race. But at the same time, he's joining the Christmas adventurers that, like, are strict against, like, interracial contact and shit like that. Where, like, to the point where he's telling them that she, like, abused him and raped him in reverse. They're like, she was a semen demon. Like, there are so many fucked up things about this guy. But he's just pathetic. He really is pathetic. But that's what I kind of love about this performance. He is an imposing threat. He is quotable. When he shows up, you know shit's about to go down. But you also know that something crazy is going to happen with his dialogue, or something in his performance is going to make you crack. Because he's just so... he's so goofy, but fucking incredibly threatening at the same time. So, I don't know. How did he balance that out? I don't know. But Sean Penn gets in at number 5.
There'll be a terrible fight, and everybody watching will be frightened out of their wits.
And who will win?
I shall, of course.
Of course you shall.
Number 4 is Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. This is an absolutely devastating performance from Jessie Buckley. I recently talked about her in The Bride. She was very good in that as well. But this is the performance of her career, honestly. She is not overacting. I will not take that slander. No Jessie Buckley slander on this channel, okay? She is inherently charming as Agnes, and I really like her chemistry with Paul Mescal. She is a mother that is dealing with the grief of losing her child. The moment when Hamnet dies in her arms and she lets out that guttural scream, it is incredibly impactful. You feel the weight of that moment. You feel the desperation in her eyes. She's trying to, you know, fight for him to have one more, one last breath, one last moment with her. And she's, you know, hoping that he clings on for dear life and he lets go. And that moment, man, it just fucking kills something in her. A part of her dies when her son dies, really. And the scenes with her and Jacoby Jupe are just really good scenes, man. When she's telling him that she sees him in the future, you know, helping his father in the plays and acting in the plays, and that he'll be great. Really touching stuff when you know what's coming later in the film. And even in the end of the movie, when there's not a lot of dialogue, just the looks on her face, she's seeing everyone around reacting to the play and processing that same grief that she's going through with the play. Man, it's just one of the best performances of the year, for sure. Number 4 is Jessie Buckley.
We gotta keep everybody inside and a dead body out.
This ain't no dead body. It's Stack. Standing here with me. You got any magic to bring my brother back?
Number 3 is Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, and I'm very happy to see him nominated because this is a great damn performance. He is playing 2 people, actually technically 3 when you really think about it. He's playing Smoke and Stack, and then he's playing Stack, who is, you know, obviously his soul is being messed with by Remick. He's kind of talking through him, using him as a vessel. I really, really love the performance that Michael B. Jordan gives here with these 2 twins, because they've got such different personalities, where Smoke is definitely more business-oriented, he's serious, he wants everything done by the book, he doesn't want anything messing up his plans, he doesn't want, anyone messing in his finances, he's very financial, he's very, he's a businessman, he really is, he's all about business. Then you have Stack, who's a bit more easygoing, a bit more loose, but at the same time, he will also go to great lengths to get what he wants in order to protect the business and get some business booming for his brother and him. And the emotion that comes out of Michael B. Jordan when he loses his other half, when Smoke loses Stack, and they're telling him we need to get the dead bodies outside, and he's like, it's not a dead body, it's a Stack. And he gets up, he says, the best part about me is him. I just get so entertained by the little bits of chemistry that he has with Wunmi Mosaku's character and Haley Steinfeld. So it's a twin performance to remember, and if he wins the Oscar, I'm going to be absolutely thrilled for the guy, because I've been a fan for a decade now. Number 3 is Michael B. Jordan.
But rage
So nothing. The tide that brought me here now comes to take you away.
Number 2 is Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein, and I had a lot of back and forth in my mind about these top 3. It's very hard to rank these guys once you get to like the top 3. Jacob Elordi as the creature is heartbreaking to me. Now people have said like, oh, they made the creature too hot. I'm like, okay, you Jacob Elordi simps, calm down, because there is so much to this character, man. He discovers both the joy and the hardships of being alive, because he's brought to life unwillingly, of his own accord. Frankenstein brings him back to life. He's assembled of multiple different dead people, so he doesn't even know who he truly is, who he belongs to, what he came from, anything like that. And he has this abusive relationship with Frankenstein over the course of the movie. Obviously, he tries to kill the creature when he burns down the lab, so that broke him. But it's just such a charming little facial performance in the beginning of the film, the first couple parts of the movie when he can't speak, and he's just looking at Victor, and he's just kind of in awe of what he's seeing around him, learning these different things, especially in the back half. I mean, he tries to appeal to Frankenstein. He's like, you need to give me someone to love because you've made me, capable of learning. I've learned, and I've learned how to love, and if you can't give me something to love, then I'm just going to choose hate. And I love when Victor is like, I've made, something, monstrous and horrible, and the creature is like, not something, someone. And it just really, it's such a human performance out of such a non-human character, but you find humanity in that character, so I love him for that. It's one of my favorite horror performances of the last couple of years. So number 2, Jacob Elordi. Number 1, though, Timothy Chalamet is Marty Mauser, sorry. My God, dude, this guy is giving everything in this performance. Now, I understand the backlash that he's gotten recently. He's become a bit, cocky in some people's eyes, doing a lot of screenings, a lot of interviews, being, very eager to get the Oscar, and as well as the comments that he made about the ballet and the opera industry. And I totally get what y'all are, upset about there. Anyway, Timothy Chalamet is amazing in this, dude. He brings so much likability, charmingness, and cunning, but also really just an asshole-like quality to this character, because you are kind of rooting for him, but at the same time, he's a fucking asshole. So you're like, why am I rooting for him? But he just has that way about him where he can talk his way out of anything, but then he talks his way right into something else. He lies, he cheats people, he gets people hurt in the process, and it's all because he has the passion for ping pong. He believes that he has what it takes to prove that he's the best, and he does in the end. That emotional reaction that he has after he wins, and he thanks Endo for playing, telling him he's a good player. And then, of course, the ending, the final shot of the film, when he's crying, seeing his son, and kind of realizing what he's kind of built himself up to in this moment, where he's like, yeah, I've kind of, done everything I can with my dream. I've proved that I'm one of the best out there. Now it's time to man up and, take some responsibility. So hopefully that's the direction he goes after that film ends. I would hope so. But just the way that he interacts with everyone, Odessa Zion, Tyler the Creator, Kevin O'Leary, he's just such a smartass, such a fucking little prick. But at the same time, he's just got a way about him and just some kind of air about him where I'm like, I kind of respect the amount of dedication that he's putting into making this dream possible. But of course, I would never go to the lengths that he goes. But I think I see a little bit of Marty Mauser in everyone. I think anyone can see a little bit of Marty Mauser in themselves, that amount of dedication, that longing to prove that you're worth something, that you can do something. But we're not, getting shot at and blowing up gas stations and shit like that trying to accomplish that. Let me make that clear. But yeah, just a great performance. If he wins Best Actor, once again, I'm not going to complain whatsoever. I'm going to be very, very, very happy for him because I've been rooting for him for a while. number 1 is Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme. So tell me what your ranking is of the acting performances down in the comments below. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the final Oscar predictions video. Stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and goodbye.